Ball off the Canadian back. Lancaster and Lee to restart. Up front is Pereira, O'Neill, and Leahy. Here we have Thompson trying to find some space on the left board, stolen by O'Neill into Pereira. Pereira bobbles the reception and squanders a pretty good chance for Canada.
Yep.
Here's the exciting Blair Wynn driving around the right side, laying it across for Zinni Henry, but too far away from Henry. And now O'Neill comes the other way for Canada. This ever-present Lewis makes the stop. Trinidad in possession, working up the left. Stick and obstruction, and Lewis gets possession with a free hit for Trinidad. Ball in by Trinidad. We'll win in the circle. Being blocked by the Canadian defenders, and they win out the battle. Here comes Lancaster of Canada. Good speed, good skills. Over to Leahy. Leahy tries a reverse, but it's unsuccessful.
So Trinidad deep in their own half. It's pushed right through the middle, but there might have been some contact by Canada, and it's the way Trinidad thing. Ball picked up by Canada, looking to get an attack going down the left side. Trinidad out to the left side, a chance for a shot, but before the shot could be taken, the keeper was out, the whistle is gone, and Canada trying to counter-attack down the right side. Early days yet. We have just about 5.5 minutes, and it's 0-0, Philip.
Yes, it's a good step by Trinidad, coming in as the underdogs to the team. But I think that the Canadian team is very mature, patient, and I'm sure that they're not yet too concerned. But it's been a good match of hockey so far, with both teams showing some ability and some offensive potential. As we see here, Trinidad in possession, coming out of their right corner. Free it to Canada. There goes Lancaster. Lifting the ball over Trinidad's stick. Turning over possession.
Speaking to the Trinidad manager, she said the average age, very young of the Trinidad team, down to 1 17-year-old.
Yeah. Interesting that you mentioned that too, Reds, because the Canadian team, in fact, have 3 17-year-olds. So they themselves also have a young team with lots of potential and years ahead of them.
Building for tomorrow.
Canada full press now, coming hard on the Trinidad defense. Trinidad breaks the press, coming away with the Freitas. But the Freitas sends the ball off the end line.
Where there was no left flank. Take it.
Canada passing the ball in possession at the back. Now it's Lee running into a bit of traffic. So lots of possession in the middle of the pitch, and the team's in their own half, Reds, but doesn't seem to have the greatest of construction at the very last pass in the scoring circle.
And no direct shots and goals yet.
Here comes Henry of Trinidad. Trying to find Lane, who drives forward on the right. Good speed by Lane, and wins Trinidad's first penalty corner.
Yep. And the first penalty corner of the game so far. 11:52 on the clock. Few people starting to come in. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Buenas noches, good afternoon. So Trinidad from the left side, will be a right-handed taking corner naturally.
Trinidad, unfortunately for Trinidad, they don't seem to have their first option for the strike. It would normally be Blair Wynn. So they're opting for Savannah de Freitas as their first strike, with Ariel Williams to the left.
Hold up in the play here, Philip.
I can call it, Red.
No, so there's a hold up in the play. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Ball out to Williams. Good save by the Canadian goalkeeper. So Canadian goalkeeper Williams dealing with that shot quite easily. Canada possession in the back. Up to Carvalho, one of the young 17-year-olds on the Canada team, and then Henry now high in the right wing for Trinidad, looking to find some room. Canadian defenders swarming her. Ball comes back out to Williams, across to Lewis. Canada intercepts, and there is Leahy, but goalkeeper Pettleberry out to make a challenge. And robbing Leahy of the necessary space to make a greater impression.
And there's some nice ball movement by Trinidad until they lost it.
Yes, that was good rotation of the ball. And then a quick counter attack by Canada.
Philip, you got a little break here now. Maybe you just like to look at the rankings. I know you got the stats with you. Our listeners will probably like to know who's where and who may or may not.
Yes, well, right now, Argentina lead the points tables for the women's competition with 9 points. And the USA, Canada, and Uruguay have 6 points each, which means 2 wins.
But how many to go forward?
But the top 2 will play the gold medal match, Reds.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the next 2 play off for the bronze. So the favorites at this point to go forward to the medal round would be Argentina, USA, Canada, and Uruguay. Guyana, Trinidad, and Barbados are each yet to secure wins, and therefore coming into today's games, those 3 will definitely need to reverse their fortunes. So you see Chrissy Lane there trying to pick up a penalty corner for her team, but called for drilling, which would be deliberately playing the ball into a defender's foot who is already in position. And here comes Lane, a nice little give and go pass to herself. The penalty corner. So penalty corner to Trinidad there. Goalkeeper Williams judged to have smothered the ball and robbing the attackers a genuine opportunity to play.
And after many attempts, they actually got the ball across.
Yes. Trinidad was successful at that time to get the ball even closer to goal. So Trinidad with the better impetus so far for the match, with 2 penalty corners and some opportunities in the circle. Here's Henry out. Kristen Thompson with the strike, but Williams is out to block it.
She was out very, very fast indeed.
So long corner to Trinidad. Into Thompson. Thompson unfortunately doesn't manage to control the ball cleanly.
Missed opportunity.
Cavallo up, intercepted by Williams. Trinidad in the right defense, over to the left. Trinidad seem to be looking for those penetrating balls up the middle. Canada intercepting with Lee. Here comes Henry with a nice chance in the circle. Shot blocked by defender Cavallo. Not a searching ball from the Trinidad defense, but with no receiver at the end. And now it's Leahy and Lee in defense for Canada. Long ball for O'Neill. Lewis intercepts, comes away with it, and comes to attack for Trinidad. Trinidad opting to keep a lot of experience on the pitch, but I'm surprised not to see more of Blair Wynn so far for the match. She seems up and ready to come on once again. Ball in the circle for Thompson. Well executed reception and turn, but wide of the goal in the end.
But again, things shaping well for Trinidad and Tobago.
Long searching ball there for Workman. Another of the young 17-year-old players on the Canadian side. And Shania de Freitas on for Trinidad. So Canada making a successful movement of the ball around the Trinidad defense, creating an opportunity. Goes off the back line, Canadian long corner. Lee into Workman, over to Leahy. Trapped by a number of Trinidad defenders. Leahy in some trouble. It's a bully. Canada found O'Neill free on the left side, but unfortunately she couldn't trap the ball cleanly, giving possession over to Trinidad.
Trinidad are withholding their star forward. Are they saving them for the second half or what?
Maybe so. Here comes Blair Wynn. Tries a shot at net. Referee awarded against her for playing the ball into a defender who was directly in front of her. Mishandled by Carvalho, Pereira rather.
Oh.
And Trinidad with another counter attack that's unsuccessful in the end. Brittany Hing just missing the goal with her deflection.
Maybe their easiest opportunity so far.
Trinidad comes away with yet another ball over to Brittany Hing on the right. Well defended by Lee. She has O'Neill in assistance. Hing goes around baseline and wins the penalty corner. I think the acceleration of Hing caught Lee off guard there, Reds, managing to get around her left shoulder and getting the penalty corner for Trinidad.
And so far Trinidad continues maybe to dominate this first half. Judging the amount of attacks they mounted. Another penalty corner, Philip.
Yes. They opt to start from the left side of goal this time. And it'll be interesting to see if they go with the youthful Shania de Freitas, who is actually quite powerful with her flicks. or if they go with Ariel Williams, who had been saved the moment earlier. Out to the Freitas, just missing the far post. I think Trinidad may regret these losing out on some of these opportunities they've created in the first half. Leahy struggling with the reception, Hing on the ball again, once again trying to get around Lee. Lee and Leahy defending against Hing. So call against Hing. There is a rule, Reds, that the attacker or the player in possession must make an attempt to move with the ball, and they're not allowed to stand in one spot all day and toy with it. So Hing was showing no aggression, much like boxing, as you would say, when the boxers clinch.
And there's no action.
And there's no action indeed. Trinidad in possession once again, the speedy Hing. Wins the free hit for her side. A bullet of a pass through from Shania de Freitas over to Brittany Hing, but Hing was unable to put her deflection on target.
Made contact, but just didn't have the guidance.
Here comes Wynn. Losing out to defenders. Leahy raised the ball inadvertently. Ball over to Trinidad.
A minute 45 left in the half. We have a timeout. You looked at the men. You looked at the women before. Let's look at the men.
Yes, on the men's side, we have Canada and Trinidad leading the table with 6 points each. And then Argentina and Guyana both have 3 points, while Barbados and Mexico are yet to get off the mark.
Right. Interesting. Today's matches, a men's game will follow. Who are next in court?
Yes. Today we have next is a Trinidad match, as we believe it's Trinidad and Barbados. That old Caribbean rivalry.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see, because joint pool leaders Trinidad looking to extend their lead and perhaps get one ahead of Canada, while Argentina desperately needing to get a better result today than they've had so far in the tournament.
There's an old headline when Trinidad beat Barbados in a cricket match. For I think it was Falcock, don't afraid no more.
We're back in action. Trinidad in possession, just around the midway line. Canada's come out with a bit more aggression. Just a minute and a half left on the clock. Canadian forwards are putting a higher pressure than they have done so far for the match. And Lara Lewis under considerable pressure there by Weber.
And does well.
Lane speed into the circle, but a weak reverse, unsuccessful. Canada regained possession. A minute remaining, score still 0-0. Long searching ball for Johnson, unsuccessful. Trinidad again, possession. Looking for yet another long pass up the middle. Two forwards in the circle, neither of which made contact. And here comes Lane again. Trinidad building some good counter-attacking plays. And here comes Canada the other way. Ball over to Johnson. Keeper Pettleberry out. Lifting the ball into Johnson, giving Canada a penalty corner. I think this is a critical moment, Reds.
Yeah, it was 17 seconds on the clock.
Yes.
But the call has been made, so it doesn't matter.
But with the scoreline at 0-0, a goal now from Canada could change the game entirely.
Entirely. After maybe not having the best of the half. So Trinidad wouldn't want to go a goal down now after maybe outplaying Canada. I would think they've had at least 65% of the play.
Canada opting to take the corner from the non-traditional side at the left. Ball out to Lee. Lee over to Leahy. And it's a goal for Canada. Well executed unit there, Reds, for that corner.
That is really against overall run of play in the first half.
Yes. I think though it's always a team that makes the best of the chances.
Yeah.
Fewer or more.
Because that well might be the first penalty corner?
The first penalty corner for Canada.
Yeah. Against what, 4 for Trinidad and Tobago?
Trinidad has had at least about 4 or 5.
Yeah. Well, they would have been very happy until that goal came. Trinidad and Tobago probably didn't start this game as the favourites, but they had outplayed Canada until the goal.
Well, we've gone into the half, 1-0 to Canada, a very exciting match. Interesting to see what Trinidad can produce in the second half.
Right. And we have interviews lined up for you with the Canadian coach, Mr. Mendonza, and with the Trinidad and Tobago coach. So if you're streaming, there's a
So we're just about set to resume our match between Trinidad and Canada women in the Indo-Pan American Cup 2017. The score is now 1-0 in favor of Canada. Trinidad has had a good first half, but failed to capitalize on several opportunities they've created. And Canada, on the contrary, have managed to score from the very first and only penalty corner in the half. So we see the match picking up here with Alana Lewis and Blair Wynn in possession for Trinidad in the left corner. Wynn drives forward, goes to the right with the ball, finds a floating Henry on the far post. And Henry's tap was not good enough to put the ball in the net.
Another missed opportunity going away from Trinidad and Tobago.
Exactly. The game seems to continue in the same vein with regard to that, Reds.
Yeah.
Lancaster, Pereira, and Lee passing the ball around the back for Canada. Here comes Williams and Wynn for Trinidad. Wynn's pass is blocked by Lee, and then by Pereira. Pereira comes away in a fast counter-attack. Kristen Thompson tracking her. And then the powerful Lewis makes the defensive stop. Lewis in possession, over to Blair in the scoring circle. Blair Wynn, shots blocked by the goalkeeper Williams, Canada. And Canada gets the free hit coming out.
Trinidad made a lot of substitutions. Can you pick it up?
No, Trinidad seemed to be playing, going with their own tried and tested players. The same maturity on the court that they've used in the first half, and we see Canada's O'Neill with a chance at net with Trinidad goalkeeper Petal Derry coming out to smother her shot. Canada gets a long corner.
Don't think Canada's gone to their bench at all.
No, Canada maintains. There's a shot there by Weber, and then a rebound and a shot again, and almost crossing the goal line.
Well, did that cross?
Canada was unfortunate not to get that into the net.
Yeah. You're virtually goal line technology there.
Yes. That would have been a devastating goal for Trinidad, because they're also having a good second half so far, and they could have been down too. Canada making sure to keep their anchor in defense, Lee, on the floor pretty much the entire game. Lancaster joins her at the left defense. And here's Pereira. And Trinidad coming with a quick counter-attack through Wynn. Wynn into Henry. Henry's shot was blocked off the baseline by Lancaster.
Trinidad had a play on top of the keeper there, waiting for the cross.
Yes, could have been dangerous for Canada. Race ball into the D. Trinidad gets another free hit. So Trinidad in possession once again. Ball stolen by Weber of Canada, and O'Neill now in possession on the right. O'Neill dispossessed by Lewis, and then wins it back again. Free to Canada. Pereira out to Lee. Lee looking for a long ball, stolen by Blair Wynn. Wynn has a tremendous turn of speed, and she drives to the left and finds the foot of Lancaster. A penalty corner for Trinidad, and they certainly need to make better use of these.
And will they convert number 5? Will they convert number 5? I think we've got a fairly interesting little crowd going with a huge Trinidad posse to our right.
So Trinidad lined up with Williams on a direct strike and Wynn to the left. And the goalkeeper Williams out, makes a successful block. Ball seems to hit the body of O'Neill of Canada. Trinidad gets the ball. And Wynn intercepts, drives back down the left for Trinidad. Dispossessed. Lancaster on the counter-attack over to O'Neill. O'Neill being challenged by Ariel Williams. Here she comes a wrap around right. And then O'Neill's pass goes wayward. So Trinidad making some substitutions there, pulling off their older, more mature striking unit for the youthful side. It's Hing, DeFreitas, and Lane coming in. And Trinidad, with Wynn going to the bench, in more ways than one, Trinidad remains winless so far for the match and the tournament. Ball over the Lane on the left. Tries a reverse, Williams smothering the shot. Resulting in a penalty corner for Trinidad. So Trinidad certainly getting their share of penalty corners, but none of which have been successful so far.
Can they go to plan B? Can they go to plan C with the corner?
Interesting enough to see what they do. Looks like they're going to opt to go to the other side, the non-traditional side, which is the outside of the left post of the goal. They have tried this already in the first half when Shania DeFreitas' shot missed the far post by inches. We now have to see what we can do with, we have Savannah DeFreitas and Chrysia Lane lined up as the two prime spots. Goes out to DeFreitas. DeFreitas' shot is blocked by Williams. But there's another penalty corner. Weber having played the ball while it was still in the air.
Maybe a mouth injury to one of the Trinidad players.
Seems like there's a bit of an injury.
Ice would be needed.
So we have a temporary pause of action while medical attention over to player Chrysia Lane of Trinidad. Lane has been one of the more exciting strikers that we've seen in the tournament, and we certainly hope that she recovers quickly so that Trinidad can have her available to try to see if she can contribute to their second half efforts at evening the score.
You need to apply ice if it's a cut or whether the cut is external or we just have to wait. Yes, ice has been applied. No, they wait until the injury is looked at, or when you have a substitution of the player?
I think right now the hold-up is just to take care of a wet spot on the floor as a result of where the player fell.
The game to follow, wherever you are, is Barbados men versus Trinidad and Tobago men. Canada leading by a goal to nil.
So Trinidad foiled once again, but they managed to earn a penalty corner, keeping the pressure on Canada.
The take of the shot seemed to have had a lot of time, but just didn't have the direction.
So the shot in, desperately close to the Canadian goal line, but Alana Lewis struggling against 4 Canadian defenders, and she still managed to come away with a penalty corner.
Penalty corner number 8.
Yeah, I've seen instructions coming from the bench. Coach Jairzinho Bell looking quite anxious to the action, sending an instruction. Maybe he's seen a weakness in the Canadian defense. Let's see what they try this time around. Ball out to Ariel Williams, saved by goalkeeper Williams, and that's who's having a fine game for Canada. And here comes Pereira. Pereira challenged by two Trinidad defenders. And Lewis and Wynn comes away with it. Drives right into Leahy. And Canada gets possession. So Lee once again in possession for Canada in the back, with Lancaster and Leahy on either side. There's Leahy making a drive for it. Good, nice get away with Cavallo. Leahy up in the Trinidad circle. Ball goes off the back line for a long corner to Canada. So Canada playing the ball down the right, finding Pereira in the D. And a penalty corner after the ball makes contact with the foot of Savannah de Freitas. And it's interesting to know now, Reds, that Canada made use of their one and only corner of the match. Yep. And here they have a second opportunity.
Well, second chance, and it would be ironic if they score again after Trinidad is at 9. That's unofficial.
Canada lined up on the non-traditional side. Leahy and Lee and Lancaster. All waiting a possible strike at the top of the D. Ball out to Lee. Lee over to Leahy. And scores. So a carbon copy of the first goal, Reds. Canada used the very same combination and ended up with the very same result.
Yep. Well, sport is a funny old game. You can dominate percentage-wise, you can lose the game 2 or 3-0.
So Canada is 2 up with just inside 10 minutes to go in the second half of the game. And Trinidad now searching for that first goal of the match themselves. Interception by Lee over to Cavallo. Ball now with Leahy. Settles it back in the Canadian defense. Trinidad pressing forward. Zinni Henry first on to the ball. And now Carvalho comes the other way. And it's a counter-attack for Canada. Pereira on the right. Dribbles inwards in the middle of traffic. Sends a shot to the far post. Catches the goalkeeper Derry, I think, off guard a bit. And slips in, sneaks into that far post by the narrowest of distances.
And a nice bit of stick work to get into the circle. Didn't try to hit it very hard. Philip was more placement.
Yes, I think the speed of execution of the shot caught Derry a bit off guard. As you said, Reds, it didn't need a lot of power.
Nope.
It was in the right direction.
Well, how do you tell the story of if you didn't watch this game and you read it in Port of Spain or wherever people are listening, you'll think that Canada dominated from the first strike.
Yes, indeed. I think Trinidad certainly had enough chances that they should have been level, if not ahead, at this point, Reds.
Yeah.
But you got to hand it to Canada for making the best use of their opportunities.
And it's not the same kind of loss Trinidad is facing as Guyana had against Uruguay.
No. Trinidad certainly are going to be pleased with their performance. They now have just shy of 9 minutes left in the game. There's still time. In indoor hockey, 3 goals is not that difficult to recover if the team executes well.
The Guyana men conceded 2 goals in about 30 seconds.
Exactly. Ball up to Wynn, who was deceived by the pass a bit. Canada's possession in the defense. Goal scorer Pereira, back to Lancaster. Here's Pereira once again. Good turn, good skills, outwitting their win, and earning a penalty corner. So Pereira contributing significantly to the Canadian attack in the last minute or two, Reds.
Yes, Pereiras have done brilliantly for Brazil. They have done brilliantly for Sri Lanka. And now they're doing very well for Canada. And of course, I think the whole momentum has gone Canada way.
Yes, it has. And I think you're suggesting then that Guyana is the only country waiting for a Pereira to step up and give a great performance.
Yeah, well, I've tried in a different area.
Ball out to Lee. Got a shot off. Missed the target.
7:29 on the clock. Trinidad has brought out some fresh legs.